Beyond Light launches this November. With that launch, we can see a lot of content that we played and paid for from previous expansions be removed for a long period of time or never come back, in particular, that people were saying. Now, I bought the two expansions, Curse of Osiris and Warmind, that both delivered two locations, Mercury and Mars. They were both about $20 each, and this was about a little bit after the launch of Destiny 2 in 2017. Now, these expansions weren't really as good, but they were still content I paid for, and now seeing those destinations and the content that I paid for with the strikes, crucible maps, destinations, all the stuff that, again, I paid for will be gone for a long period of time. I don't know about you guys, but I never agreed to have an expiration date on stuff that I paid for in Destiny 2. I just feel like that's wrong, but I know that Destiny 2 needs to take away content so new content can come in the 2021 expansion, the Witch Queen, and the Lightfall expansion in 2022. Now we're going to undergo that question, is Beyond Light going to be really worth it, in today's video. Again, guys, if you do enjoy these kind of videos, then hit that shiny red subscribe button, and also hit that like button to show support on the video. Other than that, let's get on with the video. Bungie usually delivers a major expansion in the fall of the year, but due to COVID, again, stay safe, COVID, we will have the major expansion Beyond Light be launching this November. Now, with these expansions, they bring a lot of content, they fix a lot of issues, and they help the game even make the game more interesting and more fun. However, the expansion itself should have been in that previous year. The content that was made in that expansion should be in the previous year. Such like Destiny 2 launch, the first 24 hours might have made the game really seem that good, but after a while, the game kind of drooled down. There was not really any good content. The content was bad. There was a lot of issues until a year later when the major expansion Forsaken delivered a lot of content and fixed the game wildly, but then it should have been in the original launch of Destiny 2, and this was another mistake that they made a second time that happened previously in 2014. Destiny 1 launched in 2014 and had a lot of issues, and again, the content wasn't as crazy. But in Destiny the Taken King, the game was amazing, and that's when the game really blew up. But that content that was delivered in the Taken King expansion should have came in Destiny 1's launch day in 2014. Again, those are just my thoughts on what major expansions should be. They shouldn't be a year later after a game says it will fix stuff. It should be on that launch of that game, so the game doesn't feel like every year they have to fix things, even though it should have been fixed already on the launch date of that game. Now let's get back to Beyond Light kind of stuff. Now Beyond Light will be delivering a new location, a returning location, the new subclasses Stasis, which I'm really excited for, a new dungeon, a new raid, a new campaign, a bunch load of exotics, and I gotta say, it's gonna be pretty good. I'm not saying anything bad about the expansion itself, but I gotta say the content might not be as too crazy as people think. Now with that being said, what do you guys think after you guys do the campaign, get some of the new exotics, the new dungeon, the new raid, you guys do everything like that? You guys need to power up and do the core activities such as Gambit, Strikes, and the Crucible. Now, they are getting rid of 7 strikes and a bunch load of Crucible maps, and they're not adding any new Crucible maps and only returning 1 new strike from Destiny 1. Now, I understand they're going to return like Vault of Glass and 2 more strikes later on the year, but I'm just talking about the Beyond Light season itself. I don't think it's good, guys, to go and play strikes in Beyond Light knowing that 7 strikes will be taken away from the playlist and only 1 new strike will return. That is not a good balance for PvE in strikes, and who wants to do that kind of grind when they are getting up in strikes? Then you got the same issue with Crucible, even worse when they're not adding any new Crucible maps and they're getting rid of Crucible maps. That would make PvP even worse. If they're thinking Stasis will shake things up in PvP and make people feel around, not think of this kind of topic, then again, we don't know if that will be the case. There's not going to be any new Crucible maps in Beyond Light. And Forsaken, Taken King, Shadowkeep, they were around $40 and $50. And they delivered a bunch load of strikes, a bunch load of Crucible maps. And now that they may have to make some Gambit maps. And with you saying that Beyond Light is worth $50 and you're not giving me any new strikes, you're just giving me returning strikes, and you're not giving me any new Crucible maps, or even giving me any new gambit maps. I think some gambit maps might be taken away too. I don't know how much though, but I think there's only gonna be like 3 to 4 gambit maps. But still, it's just a weird thing to think about of how this game, this expansion, I should say, will be worth $50, and they're not adding any new strikes. They're returning strikes from Destiny 1, and they're not giving any new Crucible maps, and they're not going to make any new Crucible maps for this expansion. Let's talk about some content from Destiny 1 coming into Beyond Light. Now, let's just go over the content that's returning. Now, we got some exotics, like usually in every expansion, that might return from Destiny 1, which I'm entirely fine with. They usually make a great job of bringing back an exotic that was crap in Destiny 1 into making it really good. So that's why I have no, feelings about it. It's a good change. But, adding the Cosmodrome all the way back and, adding all the content like with the Will of Crota and Vault of Glass, it's just a not thing I don't really want to, like. And it makes the game kind of, just like Destiny 1. You're repeating the process of Destiny 1. You're basically, guys, buying Destiny 1 all over again, if you guys didn't know. If you guys would tell me in 2014 that if all this content was going to be in Destiny 2 in a couple years, then okay, I wouldn't even buy Destiny 1. I would go and play Destiny 2, and then I would buy everything, so I get everything from Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 entirely. Again, if they're going to add, like, Venus and the Dreadnought and the new, expansions, the Witch Queen, Lightfall, and in the future, then they're just adding entirely the same thing that Destiny 1 just had. And yes, guys, it's returning content. I can easily just jump into Destiny 1 and go and play in the Cosmodrome and play with the exotics that was from Destiny 1 primarily. Again, like, it's content that they're literally just making me to buy again. Again, we don't know if they'll keep doing this. We don't know anything about that. And primarily, if they keep on adding strikes and not giving us anything new, and adding strikes, crucible maps, gambit maps, even if they couldn't make any gambit maps, gambit wasn't in Destiny 1, so I'm fine with that, because it's all new, basically. But just stuff that was just from Destiny 1, everything from Destiny 1 in the future, I'm not going to be alright with it. I think it's just bad to return content. Maybe a little bit each season. I may be fine with that, but, primarily focusing on returning everything, it's not the way that I want to go. I would rather want a new raid than have Vault of Glass all over again. I would want more stuff than them to focus their time on stuff that I bought previously in 2014, 2015, or 2016. It's just not something I think Destiny 2 should go. I'm just saying Beyond Light needs to deliver more in the core activities and more to the power grind so people don't feel, doing the same thing all over and all over again. But other than that, they are doing a refresh on the armor and the loot after, 2 years since Forsaken, so that's really good. Maybe put, more in-depth, grind into it, so I feel that I'm getting some new stuff from Gambit, Strikes, and Crucible. They're doing a lot of changes to the activities, and Gambit might be more fun. Hopefully, in Beyond Light, that'll make Gambit a bit better, but adding at least, like, 2 Gambit maps or something, I don't know. I'm not a developer to the game, but at least doing that maybe a little better. But other than that, we're getting a new ritual weapon that you guys can either do Gambit, Crucible, or Strikes. Adding weapons that you can progress in any activity that you guys want is a good step to a, good direction of loot and stuff in Destiny 2, and I think they should do that more often. But not for ritual weapons, just for other stuff. I think it's a great way to make it so if I want to get this weapon, but I don't want to do Gambit for it, if I can go and do Crucible, then I would love that, because I wish they had that in Destiny 1, but having it in Destiny 2 is a good change, so we don't need to do the same thing, and there's ornaments and more stuff that you guys can do that is particular to that activity. I think that's a great change. Hope they do that more often in the future. But this is just my thoughts. If you guys want to leave your thoughts down below, that would be amazing. I hope Beyond Light becomes what it is and has some good stuff. We don't know if any of these changes, or of any of these issues will happen. We just have to find out. If stasis is really what everyone's saying, and that's what Bungie is saying, and it could destroy PvP and all that, and it's actually really fun. I feel like the new, metric system of upgrading the new super is very cooler than, Void, all the other supers, and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. And if the dungeon, the raid, the campaign, Europa, and Cosmodrome, I hope they add some new stuff to Cosmodrome, not entirely just make it all Destiny 1. Maybe put some new stuff in there. Could be really fun, and I hope they do that in the future. I don't know. I just wanted to let you guys know on a video. I thought it was good to, share my thoughts. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and if you guys did, then I would really appreciate you guys to hit that red shiny button and help out the channel so I can hit 5,000 subs. Like the video, about your thoughts on this video, feedback, anything like that. I would love to hear it. I'll read it in the comments down below. And yeah, we can talk more about this in my Discord if you guys want to join up on my Discord. And we have about 190 guardians. We're so close to 200 people. If you guys want to join up on there, we do exclusive giveaways and more stuff like that. I would really appreciate that. Again, subscribe, like, comment, join our Discord. And yeah, that would really mean a lot to me. And thanks for watching. It means a lot. See you guys.